Hello, and welcome to Unhinged, the digital game show where we find out if you are our perfect match. I'm Emma.
I'm Xavier.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Morgan.
This show is kind of like the X Factor or America's Got Talent, but for dating. In a few moments, we will introduce our lovely contestant and begin interviewing them.
We'll also have some quick thinking moments and scenario-based prompts to throw our guests into and see how they respond.
At the end, each of us will determine whether or not we would date the contestant and possibly provide feedback what would make them more quote-unquote dateable or more up to the alleged standard.
So without further ado, let's introduce our first contestant.
Contestant 1, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, my name's Chloe. I am 21 years old. I go by they, them pronouns. I am a biology major with a focus in animal science, hoping to become a zoologist. I am into making art of any kind. I'm also big into things like tabletop roleplay, like D&D. And I have a lizard named Freddy, not after the bear, but after the Scooby-Doo character.
Nice to meet you, Chloe. Let's get right into the game.
So to start, let's ask some base questions, some like normal dating questions. Would anyone like to get us started?
Okay, so what is your ideal first date?
It has to be like something with an activity. Can't be a dinner and date. I need to be doing something with that person and not just sitting there staring at them, only talking. Like I need to be hands-on with something else.
What's an obscure interest that you have?
Very much into like 70s, 80s, and 90s horror movies. They're like my big thing, my big go-to to watch. I have a lot of fun facts about those. I'm so into them.
Could you give us an example of some films?
Yeah, my two favorites has to be Reanimator and Evil Dead, specifically the second one, because I think that is the best one out of them.
I will say I have an Evil Dead poster in my room. I'm not sure which one, but it's the one where he goes back in time.
Yeah. The third one. Yeah, Army of Darkness.
Okay.
That one's
yeah.
really good.
I've seen clips in that from Dead Meat and Kill Count. So that's my claim in watching it. I haven't actually watched the movie, but yeah.
I don't blame you. That's how I got into the movies. I love Dead Meat. Like, I go to that channel for, like, background noise all the time.
Yeah.
So, from your perspective, what's the one pet peeve that you have in terms of like dating, you know, especially like early on and stuff?
Pet peeve with dating, probably having to talk to that person like 24/7. I can't always be talking to someone. I need like me time or me with my friend time. Like I know like first couple of dates, like obviously you're getting to know each other, but I cannot be like the only person that is being talked to with that.
Where is your favorite place to spend time and why?
I love the beach. Always, whenever I get the chance, I'm going to go there. I'm going to sit down in the sand, dunk my feet into the water, like wade in, all that fun stuff. Best place.
So would you consider yourself someone that like, I love long walks on the beach, or are you just like dipping your toes in the water, building sandcastles? Like how would you describe yourself in that sense?
I hate walking on the beach. The sand is so annoying. I just get a blanket. I sit down on the beach. I'll tan like a lizard. I'll walk into the water. I'll look at the fun rocks and stuff.
Okay, Anakin Skywalker.
What do you look for in a romantic partner?
I always look for someone who's like kind of the opposite of me, because like I'm a very quiet person and I don't talk to a lot of people, so I need someone who like talks to people, who will get me to talk to people and everything. I need like an extrovert, basically.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
Mm.
Now that we have some base questions, we're going to ask some like stupid questions. Some ones that are going to get you thinking, some ones that are going to make you laugh. So I'll start us off. What would you say that your theme song is?
I'd probably have to say there's this one song from the Teen Titans Go movie called My Superhero Movie.
It would be so awesome. It would be so cool.
And I think every time I enter a room, I hear my theme song going ba-ba-ba-bum-bum-ba-bum-bum-boom.
All right. So let's imagine this scenario. You wake up one morning and you have $1 million just lying, just out of nowhere. It's in your hands or on your table, on the counter, whatever the case may be. Either way, it's there. What is the first thing, or what would you do with that $1 million if you had it?
The first not so fun thing would probably be paying off my car. That would be my first thing. But my first fun thing would be to like travel somewhere. Anywhere like out of the country specifically. I like want to go out, and $1 million would definitely get me out there.
Do you have a spot in mind?
I want to go, maybe I'll meet my family. Maybe I'll go to Taiwan and meet my family. Yeah, that would probably be my first spot.
Okay, I got a question. So, you're engaged in combat in the middle of the woods, and you only have one of the following to defend yourself with. What are you picking? A baguette, a plastic spork, or a rubber duck? And tell me why.
I would like to know, is this a fresh baguette or is this like a stale baguette? Because that'll sway my answer.
Let's say fresh.
Fresh baguette? Okay, that takes it. Nah, I'd probably go with a rubber duck. I like need a little companion with me to help me out. I would not use it to fight, but it would help me with my morality to fight.
Okay.
So like in
Okay.
D&D terms, it would like give you inspiration.
Exactly.
So, say your house is on fire. What is the one thing you're going to grab? Without thinking, what's the first thing you're going to grab, though?
Just the first thing I'm gonna
Yeah.
like reach out and grab. Dude, my pen's really expensive. I'd probably reach for that.
Wouldn't we all? A question I have for you is: a kid comes up and kicks you in the shin. What do you do?
Is this kid a nice kid, like by accident, or is this kid like really aiming for my shin? Is this
Oh.
like Annie and Annie with Daddy Warbucks?
This is absolutely, you are in the Great Hall. Annie runs up to you and goes, "Look what this move just showed me, Daddy Warbucks," and just kicks you in the shin. Absolutely that exact scene. What do you do?
Well, if it's a hard kick, I'm probably on the floor first. If it's not a hard kick though, I'm yelling at that kid. Like if it's on purpose, I am yelling at that kid.
My final question, can you loan me $20?
We have this like back and forth of I owe you, you owe me. I think it cancels out. I don't think I owe you $20.
Okay. All right, moving on. Okay.
Now that we've gotten to know Chloe a little better, it's time to move on to the next segment of our show, Chatterbox. In this segment, we will propose a random topic to our contestant, and they need to talk about it. As they talk, we'll propose questions and opinions that they need to respond to.
This will help us see their quick thinking skills, as well as how they react to random things being thrown at them.
Let's see what our random topic is today. So I just pulled out my generator, and the random topic for you today, Chloe, is if aliens just landed on Earth, what message would you send them?
I want to come with. Please take me to wherever you're going.
Why?
Because, I want to know what like their society's like. What is it like on their planet? Do they have like the same kind of stuff as us, or are they already at the flying cars? I want to drive a flying car.
That's pretty solid, though. Like, but what if they don't have any oxygen or like anything up there? Or
I
no
mean,
water?
Maybe the aliens could get me into NASA to like get one of those spacesuits. Like, if I walked to NASA with like an alien, I think they would let me do anything. Honestly.
You'd disappear too. On top of it, if you brought an alien to NASA, you'd disappear.
That's true.
Yeah,
True.
I was going to say, how do you know that NASA isn't going to be like, we're taking you in for questioning?
What if I lie? What if I say no, these are not aliens, these are my kind friends that would like to borrow an astronaut suit?
So then what if they think that you're also an alien?
I mean, they could probably do tests that prove that I'm not.
But are you a human?
Are you testing me?
Yes.
I am of this world.
Chat, do we believe her?
No.
We'll do the thing test. We'll do the test in the thing. I'll like
Oh,
slice open my
yeah.
hand. Yeah. We'll like
With the
solderize
burning
it.
copper,
Oh, yeah.
burning copper, yeah.
God, this got dark.
It's gonna jump at you.
So let's say hypothetically you get this spacesuit and now you're going with the aliens and you have the oxygen. Like, what's the first thing that you're going to do on this planet other than drive a flying car?
Okay, I was about to say obviously drive a flying car. I mean, During the space ride, I'll find out if they know English, actually. You know what? I'll find out if they know English when they're at Earth, actually. But if they do know, then I am talking to every person I can find.
And if they don't speak English?
I'll just walk around. Taking the sights, sightseeing.
So your message for the aliens would be take me with you, but you don't even know if they speak your language.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, what other message could I give it if they don't speak my language? World peace? They're still not going to understand me, so I might as well give it a try with, can I come with?
So let's hypothetically say that they don't understand you and you have to like communicate through like a different method, like i.e. charades. Go nuts. Not actually doing charades because we are on a podcast, but like explain what your charades would be.
I would point at them. I'd point at myself. I'd point up at the sky. I think that's good enough. You, me, up there.
You, me, up there. What a simple message. What a simple message. Any other questions for the alien discussion?
I've heard enough.
We've heard enough. We've heard it. The council has heard enough. Okay. So just to recap, Chloe, you are 21 years old. You are a biology major focusing in animal sciences, right? You also have an interest in board games, card games, D&D. You have a lot of interesting proposals when it comes to aliens and the extraterrestrial life. We've also observed that you are kind of a quiet person. However, your biggest pet peeve on a date was, could you remind me, just having to talk to them 24/7? Yeah. Any other recaps? Anything that stood out to us, folks?
I thought the fact that you're into horror movies is cool. I'm a horror movie fan myself. The Thing is awesome. Evil Dead is cool, even though I haven't seen it. Big fan of Poltergeist, the original Poltergeist. And I'm really into more modern horror as well, though. But I have to say, I don't know how I feel about, like, being at the beach. Because, like, I'm not really that big of an ocean guy. And, like, if I'm not, like, going in the ocean, like, okay, let me be clear about one thing. I'm afraid of, like, just the emptiness in the bottom of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
Same.
that's a
Same with me, 100%.
Yeah, that's a fear of mine. But like, even if I'm not in the middle of an ocean, and let's just say I'm going to the beach one day, I gotta deal with like the sand and just like the salt,
The rocks. At
the
the
rocks. Yeah, sometimes you might even like scratch your feet or step on a hook or something.
Step on a hook? What beaches are you going to?
I have a friend who stepped on a hook. Yeah, actually. It's more common than you think. Like,
Really?
getting caught on a fishing hook.
Oh, interesting. Any other?
Or let alone a crab.
God forbid. I mean, I pretty much agree with Xavier. I mean, for me, like, I would say I'm not the biggest beach person either. Like, if we're talking, like, in the summertime, like, I'm not... My first instinct is, like, I want to go to the beach. Like, I'm kind of like a homebody type of person. So, like, I'm kind of, like, also, like, quiet as well. Like, around, like, you know, like, even around, like, my friends, I'm very, like, quiet, very laid back, very chill. So I don't like to do too much. So, like, if we're out on the beach, where, like, obviously you're out in the public and you're, especially, like, if you're wearing, like, I know this may sound weird, but, like, I don't like to be shirtless, like, at all. I feel like I'm just, like, I feel, like, naked. I'm just, like, I can't. So for me, I'm good on the beach. Like, I'll go, like, if I'm with, like, family, that's different, right? Your family or even your friends on occasions, I'll do it. But in terms of, like, being willing, like, yo, I'm going to go to the beach. I'm going to, you know, get on the sand and you go on the beach chair and you go in the ocean. First of all, I don't mess with the ocean like that. So that's not happening. But that aside, I'm not messing with the beach at all. So, yeah, I agree with Xavier.
I agree too with the beach. I can't. Everything about the beach makes me angry. Sand,
Really?
The hot sand.
And you go to Monmouth University?
Yeah, and I also live 2 minutes from like Point Pleasant, so which is even worse with that. And then there's too many things in the ocean.
I feel like we're all focusing on the beach and not focusing enough on the
Oh.
rubber duck as your companion for fighting. Which,
yeah.
iconic. I mean, I like I put it into D&D terms, but I like that you agreed with me. You weren't using it as a weapon, you were using it as a companion. And that's almost inspiring. And then the other thing that I appreciated was your response to the Annie question of, like, I guess I'm just, like, on the floor, you know? We're going to give you the chance to say any final thoughts to try and convince us that you would be a good match for any of us.
I mean, everyone's focusing on the beach, but like, I'm not only a beach person, I will say. I go to other places, I promise you. But yeah, like, we're by the Jersey Shore, so like that's like a place to go when there's stuff to do. But like, I also go, I don't know, anywhere fun, like hiking, stuff like that. Also, staying at home is a big thing I do, as you could tell by me really liking movies. If I'm not out, I'm inside watching movies. I adore that kind of stuff.
All right, guys. Is that all you have to say for yourself?
I stand by my other answers. I do love my little rubber duck. So leave me and him as you will.
Now that we have all of that info, let's make our decisions.
All right. Does anyone want to start us off with their decision?
I think you should.
Oh, okay. Put me on this.
I need like a second.
You need a second.
I don't know.
I would
I
say,
don't know what I'm going to say.
considering that not only the information that has been given, but given also the fact that you're my best friend and have been for quite a while, and I also liked you in the past, I probably would date you because you are very entertaining to be around. You're very funny. And I think that our dip into the water, dip into the ocean with our rubber duck would be a very fun time. So I look forward to our date on the beach.
I feel like we don't have a lot in common, so I'm gonna hit you with a no. I'm gonna be the Simon Cowell today, and I'm really sorry. But you seem like such a nice person. But no.
Thank you. I appreciate the kind words. I won't take this to heart.
It's mostly the rubber duck thing.
My rubber duck.
No.
I, on the other hand, would disagree with Kristen. I apologize for her behavior, first of all. Second of all,
Thank you. You're too kind.
all right. Second of all, I am someone, as someone who, because you mentioned movies, you mentioned the beach, you mentioned, not wanting, like, you're very, like, quiet, you usually, like, reserved, you usually, like, how do I describe this? You said, like, you usually want, like, an extroverted, like, partner to, like, talk and, like, kind of get, like, used to and stuff like that. For me, I'm kind of like the same way. I love horror movies. I love the throwback. I love the classics. Modern day movies are cool also, but like if I'm watching a horror movie, I'm gonna just go back to the old school. Like I used to watch The Exorcist like a lot. Like that was my favorite movie. I just enjoyed it. That might be weird. May not be weird, but yeah, love the throwback movies. Very quiet like myself, so I feel like we relate to that in a lot of different ways. So I think for me, I would say yes, 100%.
A win. Another win after that tragic
Sorry.
loss.
And finally, Xavier.
I think it's cool that you are a horror fan. I'm really into horror movies, like I said. Poltergeist, like I said earlier. I'm also a fan of like the newer It's, but I'm gonna have to agree with Christian. It's a no for me, but I promise it's not only because of the beach or the rubber duck, but I'll say what you said about the question we asked you about taking one thing from your burning house, and you said a pen. I don't know. I can just think of more important things to take than a pen. And like you said, it was expensive, and you said that you are an artist, and I'm sure it does mean a lot to you. But other than that, yeah, sorry. I can think of a few other things that could be more important to take. But yeah.
Chloe, any final thoughts? You got 2 yeses and 2 nos, but would you like to say your final piece?
50-50 is not bad at all. It's a lot higher than I thought, actually.
Well, thank you so much for being our first contestant, and you were very brave. So thank you for letting us interview you and maybe date you, but not actually, probably. Thank you so much, Chloe, for being our first brave contestant on Unhinged. Until next time, I'm Emma.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Xavier.
I'm Morgan.